Have you ever pondered the miraculous nature of Jesus Christ's birth? The mystery begins with the Virgin Mary, a young woman of noble spirit but humble circumstance. She was visited by the angel Gabriel, a messenger of God, who heralded an event that would change the course of history. "Mary," he said, "you have found favor with God. You will become pregnant and give birth to a son, and you will name him Jesus." The angel Gabriel explained that this was no ordinary child but the Son of God who would reign over the house of Jacob forever. And so, Mary accepted this divine message with faith, despite the unthinkable nature of a virgin birth. She carried the promise of this miraculous event within her as she and her betrothed Joseph traveled to the town of Bethlehem. Thus, in the humble town of Bethlehem, the Son of God, Jesus Christ, was born. A mystery of divine love and grace that continues to captivate us today. What do we know about the childhood of this extraordinary individual? Jesus, as we understand, spent his early life in Nazareth, a small town in Galilee. He was brought up as the son of a carpenter, Joseph, learning the trade skills and the value of hard work. His mother, Mary, no doubt, instilled in him the profound traditions and wisdom of their Jewish faith. The records are sparse about Jesus' youth and education, yet it's likely that he would have been well versed in Jewish law and traditions, given the customs of the time. Perhaps he attended a local synagogue school where he would have studied the Torah, the holy scriptures of Judaism. These foundational years, although largely undocumented, were undoubtedly significant. They would have formed the bedrock of his understanding, his empathy for the common man, and his deep-rooted faith. Despite the lack of details, it's evident that Jesus' early years were instrumental in shaping his future. Can you imagine Jesus, the Son of God, being baptized and tempted? Picture this. Jesus himself approached John the Baptist, standing on the banks of the River Jordan. Despite John's initial resistance, Jesus insisted, and thus he was baptized, marking the commencement of his divine mission. Immediately after, Jesus found himself in the wilderness, alone for 40 days and nights. There, he encountered the devil, who tempted him 3 times. First, he was challenged to turn stones into bread to quench his hunger. Then he was dared to prove his divinity by jumping off a cliff. And finally, he was offered all the kingdoms of the world if he worshipped Satan. But Jesus, steadfast and resolute, rejected each temptation, asserting his unwavering faith in God. And so through baptism and temptation, Jesus demonstrated his commitment to his divine mission, setting a powerful example for all of humanity. In the face of temptation, Jesus' faith remained unshakable. How did Jesus demonstrate his divinity during his earthly ministry? As we delve into this chapter of Jesus Christ's life, we come face to face with the remarkable ministry and miracles that left a profound impact on the world. Jesus' teachings focused on love, forgiveness, and salvation, emphasizing the importance of compassion and kindness towards one another. His words were not mere teachings, but they were life-altering principles that continue to resonate across centuries. A significant aspect of Jesus' ministry was his miraculous demonstrations of divine power. These miracles were not just awe-inspiring events, but they were also the embodiment of his message. Let's take a look at some of these key miracles. Firstly, there was the miracle at a wedding in Cana, where he turned water into wine. This was the first recorded miracle of Jesus, demonstrating his dominion over nature. It was a clear sign of his divinity and a glimpse into the supernatural power that he wielded. Then there were countless instances where he healed the sick. These miracles showcased his compassion and his desire to alleviate human suffering. Whether it was healing a man with leprosy or giving sight to a blind man, Jesus demonstrated that his love knew no bounds. Perhaps the most astounding of all his miracles was raising the dead. The most famous instance was when he brought Lazarus back to life, 4 days after his death. This miracle, more than any other, demonstrated Jesus' power over life and death. Every miracle Jesus performed was a testament to his divinity. They were not just displays of power, but they were acts of love and compassion. They were reminders that in the midst of our struggles and suffering, there is hope for salvation and redemption. Through his teachings and miracles, Jesus brought hope and a new understanding of God's love. His life, his actions, and his words continue to inspire millions around the world, reminding us of the transformative power of love and compassion. And that, perhaps, is the greatest miracle of all. Can you comprehend the depth of sacrifice Jesus made for humanity? It's a question that reverberates through the ages, echoing in the hearts of millions. Jesus' final hours were marked by a profound display of love, sacrifice, and resurrection, a narrative that continues to shape the Christian faith. Picture this: the Last Supper, a poignant gathering of Jesus and his disciples. In this intimate setting, he breaks bread and shares wine, symbolizing his body and blood soon to be given for us. The gravity of the moment is palpable. Jesus is preparing his disciples for what lies ahead, instilling in them a profound understanding of sacrifice and love. But the tranquility of the Last Supper soon gives way to the tumultuous events of his arrest. In the Garden of Gethsemane, Jesus is betrayed by one of his own, Judas Iscariot. The anguish of this moment is a testament to the human experience of Jesus, a man who felt pain, sorrow, and betrayal. The narrative then shifts to the crucifixion, a brutal display of suffering and sacrifice. Jesus is nailed to the cross, a crown of thorns forced onto his head. Despite the physical torment, his thoughts are for humanity, epitomized in his plea, "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." But the story doesn't end at the cross. On the third day, Jesus resurrects, defeating death and offering all a promise of eternal life. This miraculous event is at the heart of Christian belief, a beacon of hope and a testament to the power of faith. It symbolizes that death is not the end, but rather a transition to a new eternal life. These events, the Last Supper, the arrest, the crucifixion, and the resurrection, are more than just historical moments. They are the embodiment of Jesus' love for humanity, his willingness to sacrifice, and his promise of eternal life. Jesus' sacrifice and resurrection are the cornerstone of Christian faith, symbolizing eternal life and forgiveness of sins. This belief continues to shape the lives of millions, a testament to the enduring legacy of Jesus Christ. What impact has Jesus Christ left on the world? A simple question, yet the answer is as profound and far-reaching as the man himself. Jesus Christ's life was a journey of love, forgiveness, and salvation, a beacon of light in a world often shrouded in darkness. His teachings, which emphasize the power of love over hate, forgiveness over vengeance, and faith over fear, have shaped the lives of countless individuals and societies across the globe for over 2,000 years. His message of salvation has provided hope and comfort to billions, a promise of eternal life that transcends the confines of our mortal existence. The essence of his teachings, captured in the New Testament, continues to guide the moral compass of humanity, inspiring acts of kindness, compassion, and love. Jesus Christ, through his life and teachings, continues to inspire and guide billions of people, leaving a legacy of love and compassion that transcends time.